Hello students, today we will be talking about the circulatory system. So let's quickly move to the topic. So what is circulatory system? See, this term already hints that it is something about the circulation, that something is getting circulated. And it is also called cardiovascular system because it consists of heart as well as the vessels. We will understand that why it is called the organ system, because all the body organs are involved in this process. And the system circulates blood throughout the body, consists of heart, blood vessel, lymph, and glands. It permits blood to circulate and transport nutrients such as amino acid, electrolytes, carries oxygen, hormones, blood cells to and from the cells in the body to provide nourishment. It carries the waste material also like carbon dioxide, other chemical byproducts from organs, waste from things we eat and drink, and then it helps in fighting diseases, stabilize temperature and pH, and maintain homeostasis. So we can mainly say that it helps in the maintenance and regulation of stability in the body. So let's move to the next slide. Here in this picture, we can see that how blood is circulated throughout the body. This blue blood vessel shows that how deoxygenated blood are carried throughout the body, and red vessels consist of the oxygenated blood. So deoxygenated blood consists the blood which does not have oxygen in it, and oxygenated blood means oxygen is present in it. So let's move to the next slide. So we'll talk about the components of circulatory system. So mainly there are three main components: the heart, blood vessels, and blood. We will discuss about all three in detail. So the human circulatory system circulates blood through two circuits. It's called double circulation. One is for oxygenated blood and another is for deoxygenated blood. So this is the picture of heart, which is divided into two sides, right side and left side. The division prevents the mixing of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. So right side consists of right atrium and right ventricle. It pumps the deoxygenated blood from the body, and then it transports that blood to the left side. And left side pumps the blood, and then it pumps that oxygenated blood to rest of the body. And left side consists of left atrium and left ventricle. So let's talk about the components of circulatory system. So first one is heart. So we've already seen that heart is divided into four parts, and it has four chambers, that is right atrium, right ventricle, and left atrium. The two atria collect the blood and two ventricle pump the blood out of the heart. Valves are present which prevent the blood from flowing backward, and then a septum is there which separates the left and right side. The right side of the heart pumps deoxygenated blood, whereas the left side of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood. So heart is a major organ responsible for pumping blood to all the parts of the body. Therefore, the heart and circulatory system together terms as the cardiovascular system. Now, let's move to the blood vessels. So the main role of the blood vessel is to carry blood, protein, nutrients to all part of the body. There are three kinds of blood vessel: arteries, veins, and capillaries. In red color, it is arteries which transport blood away from the heart, and this is vein which carries blood to the heart, towards the heart, and in between there are capillaries which surround the body cells and tissue to deliver and absorb oxygen, nutrients, and other substances. Now move to the blood. So we can see that blood is not only about red blood cell and white blood cell, there are other components of blood as well. So blood is the connective tissue, and it delivers necessary nutrient oxygen to the cells, and it transports water and waste, it transports waste material away from the cells. It does not just contain RBC and WBC as we have seen in the earlier slide, but it also contains the other components like plasma and platelets also. So let's talk about four key components of blood. First one is plasma. It forms the largest part of the blood, that is 55%. When we separate plasma from the rest of the blood, then plasma is little yellowish color. Plasma carries water, salt, and enzymes. Main is water, that is 92%. So it is the fluid part of the blood. It carries nutrient, hormones, protein to different parts of the body, and it also carries waste material like carbon dioxide. Red blood cell and plasma also plays important role in clotting blood also to prevent excessive bleeding. And now let's talk about the red blood cell, which is also called the erythrocytes. The main role of red blood cell is to transport oxygen. It contains a hemoglobin and it is a protein inside red blood cells. RBC also remove carbon dioxide from body and it is formed in bone marrow and they live for about 120 days and then they die. Low rate of RBC in body causes anemia disease. So it's very important to maintain a good amount of red blood cell in the body. So let's talk about white blood cell, which also known as leukocytes. It is an important part of the immune system. They produce antibodies and destroy harmful microorganisms. So it protects against the illness and disease by attacking bacteria, virus, and germs that enters into our body. It is also made in the bone marrow. And there are five types of categories of white blood cells that are neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. We can discuss about all these categories in detail in our upcoming classes. So let's move to the platelets. Platelets is also known as thrombocytes. It is the smallest of our blood cells, but we can see it through microscope. So platelets plays important role to clot our blood and it prevents bleeding. It is also formed in bone marrow. So this is all for today and we will continue this topic in our next class. Thank you for watching.